5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The Indian Space Research Organization marked another milestone today as it launched the Aditya L1 mission, India's first ever mission towards the Sun from the launch pad in Sriharikota. The 1,480 kg spacecraft has been carried by India's polar satellite launch vehicle, which will put it in a highly elliptical orbit of 235 kilometers to 19,500 kilometers around the Earth. The PSLV will just take about an hour to place the satellite into the orbit. The velocity of the spacecraft and the orbit will then be increased till it slingshot towards the Sun. The mission will take exactly 125 days to cover the distance of 1.5 million kilometers to Lagrange point, and the 7 science experiments on board will continue to collect the data for next 5 years. Where will Aditya L1 mission go? The space vehicle will be placed into orbit around the L1 Lagrange point. This location will enable it to have an unobstructed view of the Sun. A Lagrange point, according to NASA, represents a spot in space where the gravitational forces of two substantial bodies precisely counterbalance the centripetal force necessary for a small object to travel with them. In simple terms, this point in space is utilized by spacecraft to minimize the amount of fuel required to maintain their position. According to NASA, the L1 point of the Earth-Sun system affords an uninterrupted view of the Sun and is currently home to the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory Satellite SOHO. Why study the Sun? Each celestial body, be it a planet like Earth or an exoplanet situated outside our solar system, goes through a developmental process influenced by its host star. The conditions and surroundings of the star impact the overall state of the system. Fluctuations in these conditions can lead to alterations in satellite trajectories, potentially reducing their operational lifespans, disrupting or harming internal electronics, and triggering power outages and other disruptions on Earth. Acquiring information about solar phenomena is essential for comprehending space-related environmental conditions. What will the mission study?
We decided that it is important to study Moon much more closer, unobstructed, continuously for 24 hours a day. So this is possible only from space. So we thought that we should put an observatory in space to look at Sun over a long period of time.
The space vehicle transports 7 instruments designed to examine the photosphere, chromosphere, and outer layers of the Sun. These instruments encompass detectors for electromagnetic waves, particles, and magnetic fields. Among the 7 instruments, 4 are focused on directly investigating the Sun, while the other 3 will analyze particles and fields at the L1 Lagrange point. Aditya L1 payloads are expected to provide the most crucial information to understand the problem of coronal heat, coronal mass ejection, pre-flare and flare activities and their characteristics, dynamics of space weather, propagation of particle and fields, etc., according to ISRO.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.